We're struggling in our industry to find good, qualified technicians, right? I'd like to challenge a couple of things today. Real high level, are we using the terminology of a technician the right way? Are we putting too much on the wrong kind of people? Are we paying enough to do that? If you're in the restoration disaster business, this is something you're probably questioning and talking about all the time. And I wanted to bring that up and see what you thought about it. Hey, welcome back. On some phone calls this week, and it has some thoughts rumbling around in my head about a few things around the work that we do in the fire and the water, trauma, mold remediation realm. First off, I think we're misclassifying the word technician. I think we throw a technician label sometimes on the wrong people. I think your company should have associates, which are probably your entry level, or all of your team is associates, but find a term. I wouldn't say general labor. I don't want to demean someone, but there is a position in your company for low level people who just execute on what they're told to do. Someone else is going to make a scope of a job and do a diagnostics and create a work plan and a JSA, a job site safety hazard assessment. But you need someone who's going to be moving the furniture. And it could be the technician, the true tech, but you just need some muscle. You need some action takers, some doers. It's a part of everything. Building cars, there's someone who fetches screws and bolts and fulfills those kind of roles. They aren't putting the car together. A technician, by definition, is an individual that is skilled or an expert at something that has to do with a piece of equipment or an action or procedures. I don't think I don't think we are employing enough of those guys. Now, sending someone off to WRT, ASD, getting their certifications through a few different places, that is not education, that is certification. They're two different things. I think that what I see in this industry is we're just jumbling up a lot of the noise and saying we need technicians. I need a project manager because they need to go out and scope it, and then I need an estimator back at the office. All you're doing is adding overhead to your company. Let's talk about finding lead technicians that can do a job from beginning to end. They're actually experts at it. They've handled enough jobs of all different types where they are adept and can adapt and create a good scope of work and a work plan, regardless of what type of work it is they need to do. Now, obviously, in scale, that's going to be a little bit differently. That's going to be a little overwhelming, a lot more moving parts. There's going to be exceptions to this, but your general $8,000 mitigation job should be able to be handled by a good lead technician with the right training. And this is where we talk about how do we get procedures on everything we do. As a coach at Restoration Advisors, that comes up a lot. And I am helping a lot of people document procedures, but we're not talking about how to drill holes and how to pick up furniture and move things around. Every single job, as much as they're alike, they're different, and they're all going to require something different. You just don't need to over document. You don't need to burden out the teams that are there with that stuff, because they need to be high level educated, intellectual enough, minded to where they're going to find the resolution of what they need to do to that specific job based on their assessments and their visual inspections, and then continue to manipulate that scope as we go along and find new things. Not follow a checklist, because that creates robots. They're going to do just what's on the checklist or just what's in the process. They're not going to deviate from that in the way that it might need to for that job. So I think you need thinkers, not doers. I think you need to and that means you're going to pay more. They're going to make more money, and then in turn you're going to probably have to charge more. But these are the kinds of people you need. These are the kinds of people that your clients expect you to have, and this is what's going to free you up as the owner to elevate yourself, get into the right role at your company, and build it, and work on the things that only you can do, whether it be the culture, the large accounts, the marketing, the finances, or whatever. The parts of the business that nobody else can do, they need you to do them yesterday, and you have to find people and delegate underneath you. Love to have more conversation about this. I think it's incredibly I'm watching it happen. It's incredibly powerful. But I think we have to start at the bottom and come up and look at who we're putting out there and be honest with ourselves. Yeah, where do we rate this person that we're using? Uh, oh no, they're a 2 out of 6, 2 out of 5. It's not who you want in front of your customers. So let's start talking about how we process, write processes. Let's talk about these things. Let's quit pussyfooting around it, and let's start really working out to the issues that solve. Let's stop copying the industry. Let's stop worrying about the insurance company. They are the ones that have pushed you to where you're spending obscene amounts of time on documenting for them. I agree with documenting your job, but I think we're going overboard, and I think that's to help them. And they also, for the pleasure of doing that, they will cut your bill. They will recommend different totals. They will withhold payment for the pleasure of you doing their job for them. It's a real good way to say thanks. Let's have a conversation around these things. Give me a like, give me a comment. We'll keep digging into this, but I want to change how we do this industry for the better, and I think this is a good place to start. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.